Hey guys, Tankmaster here, welcome back to another video, and today in this video we are on Malden 2035 in Arma 3, and we're going to be reviewing the IDF, or Israeli Defense Forces, mod by Massi, part 2. So this is actually just the weapons, which we see here. So there's a lot of weapons actually. And to start off, we have the blue 4 guns, like main guns. The first one is the AKS-74U. This gun has a 30 round magazine and fires 5.45mm rounds. It can do 857 rounds per minute, and it was first put into service in the Israeli army in 1974. So let's hear it. And I think that is enough of a sound test. So you can see the model, it's fairly good. So let's put this back and move on to the Beneali M4 Super 90 shotgun. Now it has a 7 round 20 gauge buckshot round, and it was first put in service in 1999. But let's hear it. And that is it. So lots of smoke there when you shoot. And if we move on, we have the Seesaw, or Sitar, or however you meant to say it. But here it is, the Seesaw 21. This is actually the underwater variant, which is designed for, you guessed it, shooting underwater. It fires a 5.56mm round in an underwater magazine and fires 857 rounds per minute. It was first put in service in 2001. Let's do a sound test. And that was the Seesaw 21, but just the underwater variant. Next is the standard variant. So exactly the same stats, and presumably the exact same firing and reloading noise and animation, but let's hear it anyway, because why not? Yep, exactly the same. However, now we move on to something different, which is the Galil 5.56. Fires a 5.56mm round. Ignore where it says 7.62 on the caliber. But it has a 30 round magazine and can fire 706 rounds per minute, and it was first put in service in 1972. And look at it, bit bare bones, but it was good enough. So let's hear it. And now, another Galil. However, this is a 7.62mm variant. Here it is, which only fires a 20 round magazine in 7.62mm, obviously. However, and it also only has a firing rate of 250 rounds per minute. It was also first put in service in 1972. So let's see if it sounds different. Very different sound there. I especially like the clink that happens when you fire. Now, time for the MTAR 21. It has a 30 round 5.56mm magazine and does 857 rounds per minute. It was also first put in service in 2001, so let's hear it. And now that that one is done, it's pretty much just a different looking MTAR and Seesaw, if we're being honest. No, that is the Galil. Wrong box. There we are. Now, we have the Negev. This is the 5.56 SAW variant, and has a 200 round 5.56mm box magazine. Does 952 rounds per minute, and was first put in service in 1997. So let's hear it. And that is quite enough of a firing demo for this gun. Wrong boxes again. Oh, I'm going to keep doing this, I feel. This is going to happen a lot. Moving on, we have another Negev. However, this is the Negev NG7. Fires a 7.62mm round in a 150 round box mag. Again, 950 rounds per minute. And it was first put in service in 1997. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out then. Let's hear it. So, sadly, not much difference in anything really there, which is a shame. I would expect at least a different sound, but no, nothing there. Anyway, the last three guns of the Opfor is the TAR-21 GL, which has a 30 round 5.56 magazine and a 40mm grenade for the grenade launcher. 857 rounds per minute. It was first put in service in 2001. So let's reload everything, make sure it all works, and let's get to firing. Now, weirdly enough, when I was stocking these boxes, there wasn't a grenade. There was only smoke grenades in the arsenal. So we're gonna have to deal with smoke on there for now. But anyway, to the TAR-21. So the TAR-21 without the grenade launcher. 30 round 5.56 magazine and 857 rounds per minute. Its first bullet serve is 2001 like the other one. So let's hear it. And that was the TAR-21. Now, moving on to the final weapon of the Blue 4 rifles is the Uzi SMG. This is the unfolded one. It has a 30 round 9mm magazine and fires 1,154 rounds per minute. And it was first put in service in 1954, so it's one of the oldest guns here. So let's hear it. And that is done now. So, if we go on to the next section, which is the Opfor rifles, the first one we have is the AK-74 GP25. So this is a grenade launcher version of the AK-74. It fires a 30 round 5.45mm magazine and a 40mm grenade for the GP25 grenade launcher. It fires 800 rounds per minute. And it was first put into service in 1974. So let's hear it. Of course the AK jams. That's some good spray on the grenade launcher there, if we're being honest. But yeah, that was the AK-74 with the GP25 grenade launcher. Now just the plain AK-74. So if we settle it down, we get nice and ready for a firing test. And that is the AK series of this mod. Now we have a machine gun, I believe, the PKM. It fires a 150 round 7.62 box magazine and fires 550 rounds per minute. It was first put in service in 1961. So let's fire it. Something I've just noticed is that the shooting ammunition is broken. If you look at the ammunition, the bits that are meant to eject, I believe, are coming out of the box mag. Oh wait, no, they are the bullets. However, the bullets also come out of this end. But anyway, let's continue shooting. And now for the final Opfor rifle. It is the SVD Dragunov sniper rifle. 10 round 7.62mm magazine. Fires 652 rounds per minute, and its first point reserve is in 1963. So let's hear it. God, 10 rounds really don't last you long, do they? I guess it is meant to be a sniper rifle, not like I was doing it with spraying. But moving on, we have the Glock 17. Fires a 9mm round and does 500 rounds per minute. Its first point of service in 1982. So let's hear it. And that was the Glock 17. Now we have the Uzi SMG again, or Uzi SMG. But this one is the unfolded stock. I mean, a folded stock one, sorry. We had the unfolded stock one before. But fires a 30 round 9mm magazine and fires 1,101 round per minute. And it was first point of service in 1954, like the other Uzi. So let's hear it. And that's it for the pistols. Moving on, we have the launchers. So the first one is the FM92 Stinger, which fires a 70mm missile and has an 8m black blast. So if you're behind it, you're not going to survive. It was first point of service in 1981, and this is an aerial, so it's meant for shooting down things in the sky. So something's flying, but we're going to use it on this tank. So let's reload it. And let's hear it fire. So that is the FM92 Stinger, appropriately named, may I say. Now we have the Mini Spike Atgm. Here it is. This is the anti-tank version, or at least it should be. 75mm missile, a 2m black blast, which is much less than the Stinger, and it was first put in service in 1997, so it is a much later addition. But let's see if we lock on. We don't lock on. So let's reload it. There we are. And let's fire. And I just remembered, I don't believe this fires until it has a lock on. So we can't actually see it fire. Unless it wants to lock onto that. Nope, doesn't want to lock on, so we can't actually hear this fire. But if you get this mod, you'll be able to hear it fire, which there will be a link in the description to it. So let's plop this back in. Really sad, can't use it. But anyway, For the final launcher in this mod, we have the Sa7 Streller, or Streller. It has a 72mm missile and an 8m black blast, and it was first put in service in 1968, so the earliest rocket launcher here. So let's reload it with an invisible rocket, and let's fire. Now, the ones with better eyesight will have noticed that you can actually see the rocket before it rockets forward to kill whatever it's looking at, which is just something I noticed, which is I find cool. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe for more mod reviews in Arma 3. A link to the mod will be in the description, as well as a link to my Instagram. So go follow that if you want to. I've already done a part 1 of this mod, if you want to go check that out. There will also be a link in the description to that, and that is the vehicles, some of which are here. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.